One.
Welcome to the conference committee hearing. It is Monday, April 21st, 1:30 p.m. here in conference room 325. Thank you, senators, for being here. Thank you, members of the House, for being here. We're here for the purpose of considering three measures. First up, House Bill 410, House Draft 1, Senate Draft 1, relating to the budget of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. For the House, we had Tarnas and Yamashita as co-chairs, and members Poi Poi, Takenouchi, and Garcia.
On the Senate side, we have myself. Myself as chair, with Senator Moriwaki as co-chair, and Senator Keokalole and DeCourt as members.
Thank you. On this measure, the House moved out the budget as requested from OHA. The Senate moved back, passed a Senate draft that was very different, and the significantly reduced. It was basically providing them status quo funding from years past, and not the additional funds that had been requested, which I know our committee certainly was supportive of. Finance and Ways and Means have negotiated between the two of them on what was acceptable. It's not what I preferred, but it's what they've determined, and they've asked us to consider the CD1 and reconvene with them, Ways and Means and Finance, at 5:11 p.m. in room 329. I don't know, have you received any communication from Ways and Means?
As of yet.
You haven't?
Have we received anything from Ways and Means? We have not. No, we have not.
So I have not gotten a proposed CD1 from them, but they've asked us to reconvene with them. So if we could, let's plan to roll this over, reconvene on House Bill 410, HD1, SD1 at 5:11 p.m. in room 309. Yeah? Yeah, 309. 309. Right? Isn't that the finance room? Yeah, 309.
Okay.
Today. So it's reconvening on House Bill 410, 5:11 p.m. today, April 21st, Monday, at in room 309. Okay. Thanks. Let's move on to the next measure. House Bill 1091 relating to sewer transmission lines. On behalf of the House, we have co-chairs Tarnas and Kitagawa and members Holt, Poi Poi, and Shimizu.
On the Senate side, we have Senator Richards, myself as chair, DeCourt, Chang, Keokalole as co-chair, with Favela as member.
Thank you. Thank you for your consideration of the House draft, which I strongly recommend to you, and I know you were considering the possibility of voting to approve the HD1. Did you have any comments about that?
No, we will get the paperwork going and have that, so if we can roll that tomorrow to...
So let's have, what's that, 1:30? Yeah, but in this room. Yes. So if it's okay that we reconvene on House Bill 1091 tomorrow, Tuesday, April 22nd at 1:30 p.m. in this room, 325.
All right.
We don't have any. Okay, so 1:30 p.m. tomorrow here in this room.
Yep. Sounds good.
I'll turn it over to you for the Senate bill.
Thank you. On Senate Bill 903, we have as Senate conferees, myself, Senator Richards as chair, Senator Hashimoto as co-chair, and Senator Keokalole and DeCourt as members.
Thank you. On behalf of the House is Tarnas and Yamashita as co-chairs, members Holt, Poi Poi, and Garcia.
Okay, thank you. We are waiting on our CD1 right now, so I'd like to roll this over to tomorrow, Tuesday, in this room, 329 at 1:30 PM.
We're 325.
Excuse me, 325.
So yes, tomorrow, Tuesday, April 22nd, room 325 at 1:30 PM for Senate Bill 903. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good?
Okay, there being no further business before us, we are adjourned.
So, Okay, let's see if this mic is working. Can you hear me back there? Okay. Welcome to the joint, to the conference committee, primarily between the Judiciary and Hawaiian Affairs Committee of the House and the Judiciary Committee of the Senate. This is our 2 p.m. agenda here in room 325. First up on our agenda today is Senate Bill 176. This allows for ballots designated by the county clerks for inclusion to be included in the initial tabulation for purposes of initial recounts. And then the other the important change it makes is raises the percentage difference to 0.5% of total votes cast to automatically trigger a recount up from 0.25. And the numerical difference remains at 100, so it's 100 or 0.5% of total votes cast will trigger a recount, whichever is smaller, right? The lesser of the two.
Yeah, yeah.
And I believe the only, I'm sorry, and so
announce your
for
code?
the Senate, it's myself as chair and Senators Gabbard and Chang as managers.
On behalf of the House, we've got myself, Tarnas, as chair, and members Poi Poi and Shimizu.
So I believe the only difference between the bills is the effective date. I propose that we make it effective upon approval.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, let me get a vote sheet. You have your quorum?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we'll pass with the CD1 on SB 176. I'll vote yes. Senator Chang is excused. Senator Gabbard.
Yes, aye.
Let me just be sure that's the correct. Yes. May I take the vote for the House?
Yes, please.
Chair Tarnas.
Aye.
Manager Poi Poi.
Aye.
And Manager Shimizu.
Aye.
Good. Got a bill.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, moving on to SB 264. 264 is relating to fitness to proceed penal responsibility. For the Senate, it's myself as chair, Senator Aquino as co-chair, and Awa as manager.
Thank you. On behalf of the House, it's Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs, members Bellotti and Shimizu.
I believe the only difference is putting in the dollar amounts and clean date. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, we do have a proposed CD1. I don't know if, do they have it? Do you have that yet?
So I have received your proposed CD1, and I just want to confirm that the appropriation that we are requesting in here, $975,000 for each fiscal year, is that correct?
It's $975, and I believe it's both years. Yes, both years.
Okay. I will go ahead and request fin release on this.
Okay.
And if it's okay, then let's reconvene.
Okay. Do you want to go tomorrow, or do you want to?
So tomorrow too?
Or do you want to go?
Yeah.
2 p.m.
2
again?
p.m. tomorrow?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so 2 p.m. tomorrow, which would be the 22nd, and here in this room, 325.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I will have something I'll ask you to sign afterwards for our memo for WHAM. But
Yes.
next up is SB 304. This is having to do with the Judiciary Adult Client Services Branch First Circuit Court appropriation. Again, I believe our only difference are filling in the blanks and putting a good date on it. I believe we passed over, I'm sorry. For the Senate, it's myself as chair and Senators Inoue co-chair and Awa as manager.
Thank you. On behalf of the House, we have Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs, members Bellotti, Shimizu.
So I believe we passed over a proposed CD1. The position count would be 8 full-time probation officers at $73,836 apiece, 1 full-time social worker assistant at $50,880, 2 full-time clerks at $48,936 each. So the appropriation total would be $739,440 in salaries, $140,000 in operating expenses. That sound familiar?
It does. I'm going to need, because the CD1 has got, blank for the amounts and blank for the FTs, in order to, for me to request fin release, I'll need the details,
Okay.
which are not in the CD1, but I'll need the details so that I can ask that, get release from fin.
Okay. We'll
So
do
it's
it.
just the FTE and the total appropriations requested. That would be great. If I could just get that info, that'd be.
Sure.
Then I'll go ahead and request fins. Shall we reconvene on this tomorrow, 2 p.m. also?
2 p.m. is fine with me on April 22 in this room 326.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Oops. Okay, moving on to SB 428. This is having to do with raising witness fees for mileage. For the Senate, it's myself as chair, co-chair Kanuha, and manager Awa.
On behalf of the House, it's Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chair, Shimizu as member.
This case, let's see. Still got a WAM referral on it, okay. In this case, there's no appropriation, but it does have WAM and fin and WAM referrals. I don't believe we're that far apart on the. Just double check here. Yeah, I think we're there on the substance.
Yeah, I think so. If you're okay with the HD1, we just need to have a clean date on it, and I need to get fin release.
Okay. Shall we roll till tomorrow at 2?
Yes, please.
Okay, 2 p.m. April 22 in this room 325. Okay, moving on to SB 1469. This is having to do with collection of taxes, statute of limitations. For the Senate, it's myself as chair, Senator Kanuha as co-chair, and Awa as a manager.
On behalf of the House, we've got Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs, Shimizu as member.
On this one, I believe we. Let's see. It's not yours. That's Kanuha, so he's not here anyway, right? Okay, again, I think we're essentially there on the substance.
I agree, and we just need the effective date upon approval, I think, is what we need.
Yeah,
Is that your
that's my understanding.
opinion? Okay. I still need to get fin release on this.
Yeah, so why don't we roll this till 2 o'clock tomorrow as well?
Okay.
In this room 325, that's April 22nd.
Okay.
Okay. All right, that brings us to SB 369. I'm sorry, HB, all yours.
So House Bill 869, House Bill 369, Senate Draft 1, relating to campaign contributions, This is following up on a bill we did previously that we could only accept $100 in cash from an individual. Any candidate could only accept $100 in cash from a donor. What this does, it makes it clear that if you get more than $100 in cash contributed from an individual, you have to return it, or if within 30 days. If not, then it escheats to the Hawaii Election Campaign Fund. So that's the purpose of the bill. On behalf of the House, we have myself and Kitagawa as co-chairs, Garcia as member.
For the Senate, it's myself as chair, Hashimoto as co-chair, and Favela as a manager.
Thank you. You know, we're okay with the Senate draft on this one, where you added a savings clause. So I think if we can, I will request that I can get Finn released to have the effective date upon approval. Because you need a CD1, we'll prepare one that has that in it and send it to you so you could request WHAM release.
Okay. Okay.
Is that okay with you?
Yep.
So let's roll this over to tomorrow, 4/22, 2 p.m. here in conference room 325.
Okay, thank you. Actually, no, Sonia, you have a separate HB agenda, right? Do you want to just flip these over to that one just for clarity's sake? You have a 205 agenda with a bunch of HBs on it, correct?
Do we want to combine them? If we could just keep it on your agenda
Okay.
for one more day.
That's fine.
And then we can start combining them.
Okay.
Okay, last bill is a House Bill, House Bill 990, HD2, SD1, making appropriations for claims against the state, its officers, or its employees. On behalf of the House, we have Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chair, Shimizu as member.
Thanks for the Senate. It's myself as chair, Senator Moriwaki as co-chair, and Awa as manager.
Thank you. We've received the latest information from the Attorney General. I would like to use that to prepare a CD1 for your review. We'll send it to you as soon as we get it, and then if it's okay with you, then we would seek Finn and WHAM release on the.
If all we're doing is adding the most recent claims, that will be fine. And
That's all we're planning on doing, is adding the most recent claims.
sounds good.
So let's roll it over till tomorrow, same agenda, 4/22, 2 p.m. here in conference room 325.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We're
Adjourned.
recessed.
We're convening a House and Senate Conference Committee meeting. It is it's Monday, April 21st.
Heart attack.
Yeah, I'm reading off of our agenda from last week. It's Monday, April 21st. It's a 2:05 agenda, but it's already 2:15. We're in conference room 325. And we're here for the purpose of considering numerous measures. First up is House Bill 126, House Draft 1 and Senate Draft 2 relating to property forfeiture. On behalf of the House, it's Tarnas Kitagawa as co-chairs and Shimizu as member.
Thank you. For the Senate, it's myself as chair, Senator Kanuha as co-chair, and Favela as manager.
Thank you. After discussions with you, Senator, and your staff, we've put together a proposed conference draft and have sent it over to you. I would request that you take a look at it and consider that as a path forward. Then we can meet again on this and decide how we want to move forward with it.
Yes, thank you. We did get the draft. We are in the process of reviewing it, and we'll, if we could have one more day, that would be
Yes.
helpful.
So we want to convene what time? 2:05. 2:05. So let's reconvene tomorrow at 2:05 here in conference room 325, and that will be April 22nd.
Sounds good, thanks.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Go ahead.
Okay. Moving on to the next measure, House Bill 134, House Draft 1, Senate Draft 1, relating to elections. On this, we have, on behalf of the House, Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs and Matsumoto as member.
For the Senate, it's myself as chair, as co-chair Kim, and manager Favela.
Thank you. We are preparing a CD1. Did we send it to him? Yes. Okay, we prepared a CD1, and I think we found a mistake in it, and we're correcting it. And so then, as soon as we get the corrected version, we'll send it to you.
Okay.
The idea is that we would have an effective date of January 1st, 2028, with $150,000 in A funds appropriation. So there was a mistake in it. So we'll get it fixed and we'll send it over to you, but that's what we're proposing to do in a CD1.
Sounds good.
So let's roll this over to tomorrow, 2:05 p.m., here in conference room 325. That would be April 22nd.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Okay, next measure, House Bill 370, partial public financing of elections. On behalf of the House, we have Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs, Garcia as member.
Thank you. For the Senate, it's myself as chair, Senator Hashimoto as co-chair, and manager Favela.
So we have an initial draft of a CD1 for this. We're still working on it. I would request we roll this over to tomorrow, 4/22 at 2:05 p.m. On behalf of the House, we have Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs, Bellotti and Garcia as members.
Thanks. For the Senate, it's myself as chair, Moriwaki as co-chair, and Awa as manager.
So we've prepared a CD1 and transmitted it to your office for your consideration. If it looks good to you, let me know, and then we could.
It looks good to us. You put it at $50 for the rate, the daily rate?
Yes, yes.
We're good.
Okay, so let's go ahead and request release from our respective money committees and reconvene on this tomorrow.
Sounds good.
4/22 at 2:05 p.m. here in conference room 325. Okay, next measure. House Bill 396 relating to compensation for court-appointed counsel. On behalf of the House, we have Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs, Bellotti and Garcia as members.
For the Senate, it's myself as chair, co-chair Moriwaki, and member Awa.
Okay, we've prepared and sent you a CD1 on this for your review. If it looks good to you, then let's go ahead and request release from our respective money committees.
Looks good to us. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let's reconvene on this tomorrow in conference room 325, and that will be April 22nd at 2:05 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, next measure, House Bill 398, relating to compensation for court-appointed representation. On behalf of the House, we have Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs, Bellotti and Garcia as members.
Thanks. On HB 398, we have me as chair and co-chair Moriwaki and manager Favela.
Thank you. On this one, the only change we were putting on here is upon approval. We sent you we sent a CD1 to you for you to use to request
Yes.
WAM release, and I'm requesting FIN release. I have not received it yet, so let's roll this over to tomorrow, 4/22 at 2:05 p.m. In conference room 325.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, House Bill 399, relating to district court judges. On behalf of the House, we have Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs, Bellotti and Garcia as members.
For the Senate, it's myself as chair, Moriwaki as co-chair, and Awa as manager.
Same on this one. CD1 is just the effective date of July 1st, 2025. We have requested FIN release. We'd request you do the same with Ways and Means.
If we haven't done it already, we will very soon.
Okay, all right, so let's reconvene on this measure tomorrow at 2:05 PM here in conference room 325 on April 22nd.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next measure, House Bill 400, relating to the judiciary. This is the judiciary budget. On behalf of the House, we have Tarnas and Yamashita as co-chairs, Poi and Takenouchi and Garcia as members.
Thank you. For the Senate, it's myself as chair, Moriwaki as co-chair, and Awa as manager.
Thank you. On this, I was informed that Finn and Wham have come to some agreement on this. I was briefed on it this morning, but I don't have a CD1. I think probably you were in a similar situation. And we were asked to join our Ways and Means and Finance members, co-chairs on this later on today at 5:10 p.m. in room 309 for further consideration of this measure.
309 today. Okay.
So that's the finance room.
So was there any resolution on the civil legal?
I think, yes, they were planning to put it into the, rather than in the judiciary budget, putting into the Department of Labor and Industrial Relations. Is that what you're, are you? Right, it would be in the state budget. Yeah, it would be in the overall state budget in DLIR.
That's not my understanding.
Well,
So
if,
there's some additional funding that would go through the executive branch, is my understanding.
yes, so it would be the additional 1.75, just a,
Why don't we got to meet again at 5:10, so why don't we try to figure it out then?
well, I will seek to get the answer so I can be better prepared to respond to your question. But let's plan to reconvene on this measure at 5:10 in room 309 to get those answers and be able to make sure we're comfortable with it before we vote on it.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Next measure, House Bill 401, relating to district court judges. On behalf of the House, Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs, Bellotti and Garcia as members.
For the Senate, myself as chair, Moriwaki co-chair, and Awa as manager.
On this measure, it would be effective date upon approval, and we've requested fin release and have not received it yet.
Okay, just,
Did we send a CD1 to them?
the CD1, and it's easily resolved one way or the other, but the CD1 we have from you says July 1st, 2025 is the effective date.
Oh, we have a revised one that we sent over, but we can resend it.
So this is the third, is this the one that is upon approval, or is this the July 1st one? This is the third circuit.
This should be upon approval.
So this should have been upon approval. So we will send you a corrected version.
Okay, great. Yeah, so we have the proposed -1 is what we're looking at.
What's the date on that one?
July 1st, 2025. I just don't know what, it's,
Okay, we'll square it up with you guys after.
okay, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, I think part of the issue was, well, I won't have to, we'll correct it and make sure that you've got the corrected version
Okay.
of it. Let's roll this over to tomorrow, 4/22 at 2:05 PM here in conference room 325, and we'll get that straightened out.
Great, thanks.
Okay, 648, relating to guardianship and conservatorship services. On behalf of the House, Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs, Bellotti, Martin, and Shimizu as members.
On 648 for the Senate, it's myself as chair, Elefante as co-chair, and Awa as a manager.
On this, have we sent a CD1 to them? I'm quite sure we've sent you a CD1 on this one, yes? that would include $100,000 to probate, $100,000 to family court, and a start date, effective date of July 1, 2025. So if it's okay with you, we could request release from our respective money committees.
Okay, so the proposed CD we received has the sum of 50,000. Oh, I see how you're saying 50,000 twice for both, so it's 100 for each. Okay, all right, yeah, we're amenable to
So,
that.
yeah, it's
That's fine.
50,000 in 4 different places.
We just wrote it out differently. Oh, okay, well, that's a point. So was it your intention, because initially the bill had twice as much money? 200,000 total, so it's 100,000 each year, each court for each year. 200,000 total.
And,
I mean, the numbers are so small that my feeling would probably be unless they don't need it, unless you have some communication from judiciary that they don't need that much money, in which case that's fine, but
so we've got 50,000 to First Circuit probate in each of 2 fiscal years.
right, and I believe it was 100,000 to each in each year for, sorry, I'm not,
So you're talking to be a total of $400,000.
yeah, okay. As introduced, it was 100,000 each year for both, so that would be, yes, 400,000.
400,000.
200,000.
So we've come back with cutting that in half.
Okay, so that's, I just want to be sure that's
what
what
we-
you wanted to do. Okay.
So we've come back and cut that in half.
So we think the judiciary can do what they need to do with that.
Get these numbers from them? Brandon's, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, I should have just done that to start with. Brandon, where are you?
Brandon,
Okay.
yeah. So we did
Okay,
work
we're-
with judiciary on
we're
this.
fine. We're fine
They
then.
said that this is the best way to proceed, so
Okay.
we're okay with that.
We're fine.
Okay, thank you, Brandon. Okay, so let's go ahead and request our respective money committees for release on this measure and reconvene on this tomorrow, 4/22 at 2:05 PM here in conference room 325.
Great, thank you.
Okay. The joy of having so many bills go simultaneously, I don't always remember, so I apologize.
No need to apologize.
Okay, House Bill 727, relating to Women's Court. On behalf of the House, we have Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs, Beladi, Ichiyama, Poi Poi, and Shimizu as members.
For the Senate, myself as chair, co-chair DeQuate, and Manager Wah.
Thank you. On this, we prepared a conference draft one for your review and sent it over. If you would consider it, then let us know your thoughts. If it looks good, then we can request our money committees.
We don't have it yet, but is it just the SD, is it,
We'll make sure that you get it. We'll send it again.
was it the SD2 with a clean date, or was there something else?
You know, our vice speaker was working on it, and
Okay.
with, there may be some additional changes.
Okay, we'll take a look.
To take a look at it,
All right,
yeah.
thank you.
So let's reconvene on this at 4/22 at 2:05 PM here in conference room 325.
Thank you.
Okay, last measure. House Bill 1001 relating to settlement of claims related to the Maui wildfires. On behalf of the House, Tarnas and Yamashita as co-chairs, Poi Poi, Takenouchi, and Garcia as members.
Thank you. For the Senate, myself as chair, co-chairs Chang and Wakai, and Manager Wah.
Thank you. So we have a CD1, which I think we sent over to, did we? Yes? Okay, so we prepared a CD1, sent it over for your consideration. If you would take a look at it, if it looks good to you, then we'd need to request our respective money committees for clearance.
Can we hang on just for
Yes.
a couple minutes here? so my understanding is it's just the money and the date. And the money was a paltry 400 million and just slightly more, 407 million. Does that sound right?
A staggeringly,
It's
staggering
a huge amount of
amount.
money, beyond my wildest imagination.
Yes, yeah, so, so if you would take a look at that, if it is good, then let's go ahead and request release from Fin and Wham. And let's consider this, let's reconvene on this tomorrow, 2:05 PM, here in conference room 325, and that would be on April 22nd.
Sounds good. Thanks very much.
Okay, we are adjourned. Welcome to the Conference Committee of the House and Senate. It is April 21st, 3:30 p.m. here in Conference Room 325. Thanks to the senators for being here and House member for being here as well. We're here for the purpose of considering a couple of measures on the 3:30 agenda. First up, we have House Bill 550, HD2 SD1, relating to fireworks. On behalf of the House, we have co-chairs Tarnas and Kitagawa and member Shimizu.
Thank you so much, Chair. On behalf of the Senate is Senator Elefante as Chair, co-chairs Rhodes and Kim, members Wakai and Favela.
Thank you. Thank you for your work on this measure. We're okay with the SD1 with a clean date upon approval. I have requested fin release, and I'm still awaiting.
Okay, and on our end, yeah, we're okay with that. You're talking about the proposed CD1 draft.
Yes.
And what we have agreed to, and we have also sent a memo to Ways and Means and have not gotten any word back yet on that.
Okay, so if it's okay with you, I'd like to reconvene on this tomorrow at 3:30 here in Conference Room 325. That would be Tuesday, April 22nd.
Yep, that works for us.
Okay, 3:30. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to the next measure, House Bill 1045, House Draft 1, Senate Draft 1, making emergency appropriations for law enforcement personnel costs. On behalf of the House, we have Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs and Shimizu as member.
On behalf of the Senate is Senator Elefante as Chair, co-chair Moriwaki, and members Fukunaga and DeCourt.
Thank you. On this measure, we had prepared a CD1, and then on further analysis, we find some discrepancy in the numbers between what BNF is requesting and what was in the bill. So we are going to correct those appropriations so that we're comfortable with them and send you that CD1. I'm sorry for the delay.
Okay, no, that works for us.
So we will get that CD1 to you as soon as we can with the correct appropriation amounts. And then if it does look good to you, then we could move forward and request release from our respective money committees.
Okay, that works for us.
Okay, so I'd like to roll this over to tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. here in Conference Room 325 on Tuesday, April 22nd.
Yep, that works for us too.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Okay, we are, no further business on this agenda, so we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Conference Committee, Monday, April 21st, 2025, 3:45 PM, here in Conference Room 325, for the purposes of considering 4 measures. Thank you to the senators for being here. Appreciate your kokua. Thank you to the House members for being here as well. First up, we have House Bill 472, House Draft 1, Senate Draft 2, relating to digital identification. On behalf of the House, we have Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs, Representatives Lee and Garcia as members.
Thank you, Chair. On behalf of the Senate is Senator Elefante as chair, co-chairs Senator Keoho Kolole and Gabbard, and members Fukunaga and DeCourt.
Thank you very much. On this measure, we're okay with the language in the Senate Draft 2. Thank you for your work on that. I would like to propose that we put it in a clean date upon approval, and I am requesting fin release for this. I don't have it yet, but that's my intention. If it's okay with you, I'd like to reconvene, if that strategy works for you.
Yeah, that works for us, and we don't need
You don't
any
need it.
wham on our end.
Yeah, so it's on me to get the fin release. But if you're okay with going with the SD2 and a clean date upon approval, that's what we'll do. And if it's okay, then let's reconvene on this measure tomorrow, April 22nd, here in Conference Room 325 at 3:30 PM.
Yep, that works for us.
Okay, let's do that. Thank you very much. Next measure, 1483, House Bill 1483, relating to fireworks. On this measure, representing the House, co-chairs Tarnas and Kitagawa, and member Shimizu.
And on behalf of the Senate, Elefante as chair, Rhodes and Kim as co-chair, and members Wakai and Favela.
Thank you. Thank you for your work on this measure. We have prepared a Conference Draft 1, proposed Conference Draft 1, and sent it to you. If I may, I could just briefly describe about what's in the proposed CD1.
Please proceed.
Thank you. Using the Senate Draft 1 as the base, what we did is we moved the existing adjudication of the infractions chapter, 291D, to a more appropriate division of the Hawaii Revised Statutes. It's Part 3 of the proposed CD1. And we included the necessary conforming amendments, which are in Part 4 of the proposed CD1. Chapter 291D is currently in the HRS title related to motor and other vehicles. The proposed CD1 would move the chapter to Division 4 of the HRS, which is related to courts and judicial proceedings. We thought that was more appropriate. Also, rather than listing each type of infraction throughout the chapter, such as traffic infraction, emergency period infraction, fireworks infraction, we are using the defined term, quote, covered infraction, end quote, which is on page 54 of the proposed CD1, and, quote, notice of covered infraction, which is on page 55 of the proposed CD1. The purpose of this amendment is to improve the readability of the chapter and allow the legislature to easily add new infractions to the chapter in the future. And for those same purposes, we also renamed the, quote, Traffic, Emergency Period, and Fireworks Division to Traffic and Emergency Period Violations Bureaus. We renamed the Traffic, Emergency Period, and Fireworks Division and the Traffic and Emergency Period Violations Bureaus to Adjudication of Infractions Division and Adjudication of Infractions Bureaus. This should clean the measure up to make it easier to read for those who like to read Hawaii Revised Statutes. We're also deleting the appropriations section, section 35, and we're inserting an effective date so it's we can implement the measure. So that's the main changes that we made in the proposed CD1. If I may, Senator, I would request that you take a look at those.
Yep.
At that proposed CD1. If it is to your liking, then we could move forward and request release from our respective money committees.
Yeah, and we did receive that, so thank you for that. So we'll take a look at that, and that sounds good in how you explained that, but we'll take a further look on that.
Okay, please study that. I appreciate that. So if it's okay with you, let's reconvene on this measure tomorrow, April 22nd, here in Conference Room 325 at 3:30 PM.
Yep, that works for us.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's move on to the Senate bill. It's yours, all yours.
Thank you. So we'll move on to Senate Bill 222, Senate Draft 1, House Draft 2, This is relating to fireworks. On behalf of the Senate, it's Elefante as chair, Kanuha and Wakai as co-chairs, and members Fukunaga and Favela.
Thank you. On behalf of the House, it's Tarnas and Kitagawa as co-chairs, Shimizu as member.
Okay, so on this one, we did circulate a proposed CD1 draft to you. And I believe that we're going to be working off the House Draft 2, which we have a clean date upon approval, provided that Section 2 shall take effect on June 29, 2025.
Yes.
And on our end, we do have WAM release on this measure.
Thank you for preparing the final version of this. We agree on behalf of the House to the proposed conference draft, and we are happy to say we have fin release, so we can go ahead and vote on this measure.
Awesome.
If I may, before we read, could I just
Yep, the description.
describe it? Yes. That this extends SB 222, Senate Draft 1, House Draft 2, that we're seeking to approve in a conference draft. It extends the sunset date of the task force and requires additional reports to the legislature so they can continue their good work.
Yep, thank you for that. Sounds good to us. So recommendation is to pass with a CD1. And this is on Senate Bill 222, Senate Draft 1, House Draft 2. On the Senate, Chair Elefante votes aye. Co-Chair Kanuha.
Aye.
Co-Chair Wakai. Yes. Member Fukunaga. Aye. Member Favela is excused. May I take the vote for the House?
Yes, please.
Okay. Co-Chair Tarnas.
Aye.
Co-Chair Kitagawa.
Aye.
And Member Shimizu. Okay, we have a bill.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Fukunaga. Thank you, Senator Kanuha. You got out the door fast enough.
They're preparing a fireworks show for you.
Ah, ah, ah. It'll go. Thank you. You got it.
Thank you. Okay, and then our last item on this agenda is Senate Bill 1030, Senate Draft 2, House Draft 1. This is relating to elections. And I believe with this one, we don't need any WAM or fin release, and we're agreeable, well,
Actually,
you.
We're-
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
do you want to read your
No, go ahead.
conferees?
Oh, yes, I'll read our conferees. On behalf of the Senate, it's Elefante as chair, co-chair is Rhodes, and member Wakai.
Thank you. On behalf of the House, it's Tarnas Chair, members Poi Poi and Garcia. I wanted to say thank you for your work on this measure. The House is prepared to vote to approve the Senate Draft 2, which has a clean date, so that we can move this bill forward.
Okay, that works for us, and thank you for agreeing to that. And we have the vote sheet. Oh,
It is a Senate bill.
Technically a CD1.
But, so you're saying that we need to have everyone vote on it?
okay.
We'll defer to a senior member who's
Okay,
been around.
yes.
I'm Kupuna, not Sina.
So
Okay,
this,
so it'd be a
you want to
CD.
describe the CD1 that we are voting on?
Yeah, so you're agreeing to our Senate Draft 2, which is, basically has a clean date upon approval, and on page 3, lines 1 to 16, where it says, provided that the practice of intimidation as described in this paragraph includes, among other actions, the unconcealed carry of any dangerous instrument, including a firearm, at or within 200 feet of any voter service center, place of deposit, or polling place. And then we should probably read the description.
I think you just did.
Okay.
So what you just read is really the essence of the bill, that it specifies that the practice of election fraud intimidation includes carrying any unconcealed dangerous instrument, which includes firearms, at or within 200 feet of a voter service center, place of deposit, or polling place. So I'm prepared to vote on a CD1 that reflects that.
Okay, so that would be basically
So I think,
recommendation of
according
the
to
House.
Chair Rhodes, I think you go ahead and take your vote.
Yeah,
for
so would
Senator.
this be a recommendation of the House managers to agree to the Senate amendments? No, that, no, CD1, it would just be a CD1. Okay,
Do a CD1.
Basically what it is, they changed, they kept our bill but changed the date, so we gotta change the date back. But there's a difference between the House and the Senate.
Okay.
Okay.
As long as we're clear on what this is.
Yeah.
It's a CD1.
CD1. Okay, so with that, recommendations to pass as a conference draft 1. Chair Elefante votes aye. Co-Chair Rhodes. Member Wakai. And may I take the vote for the House?
Yes, please.
Okay. Chair Tarnias.
Aye.
Member Poi Poi. And Member Garcia.
No vote.
Okay, we have a bill.
Thank you. Okay. That's it, right? So there being no further business before this committee, we are adjourned.